Welcome everyone to our episode 11 from Drops of Wisdom in our Wednesdays of reflection of the books that we are going to start going beyond. So in this case I'm going to speak about a topic that is using vulnerability to be bold, based on the book or reflecting upon the book of Rising Strong from Brené Brown. And one of the things that happen with many people is that they get used to either being complacent with multiple people or fall into a victim complex. That is something that seems to be a trending stereotype for not knowing that being vulnerable is recognizing who you are, but knowing where your boundaries start. So the main quote, or the one that I like most, and I can reflect upon that, is you've got to commit to failure in order to rise strong. This means that accepting that you are going to fail multiple times, but you bravely agreeing to give your all nevertheless. The second thing that you should start doing is remember that you aren't the only one experiencing failure. While we can't ask other people to make our mistakes for us, because we have to experience that by ourselves, we can ask our peers for advice about the learning process. We can follow many of the people that have done the work where we can start to experience things, or in the niche that we want to start going further or deeper. And that's how we are going to recognize many of the strategies, lessons, and mistakes, and probably fail less. But still, you will fail, and you have to accept that and to break through from that. Finally, rising strong won't just change your life, but your experiences of recovery after failure can actually have a profound impact on those around you. You are aware of it or not. So the more you are awake for the things that happen to you, the more you analyze the things that happen and the breakthroughs and the failures and the lessons, you are going to incorporate them, integrate them into your own identity and your well being in order to become stronger and more resilient. The first step of the process is the reckoning. The reckoning is doing the work of rising strong and able to reckon with their emotions, to recognize your emotions, to recognize what happened to you, what was your responsibility, what was the environment, etc. When something happens that triggers an emotional change in yourself, you have to take care to recognize and acknowledge the shift, and then take an interest in why it happens, and analyze the patterns, analyze your story, and exhibit a boundless curiosity toward the unique connections between what you felt and what happened, the thoughts and the actions, because many times everything is connected. If we have been ruminating about negative actions, or if we have been doing those unconscious behaviors, of course that the follow-up is not going to be a good consequence. The rumble is the second step to rising strong. Rumbling is all about keeping a critical eye on your own understanding of the struggles and your weaknesses. What stories do you tell yourself about the times that you have suffered? If you revisit the things that happen, the challenges, and you have a reality check with the narrative that you have, and you are willing to deep into the topics such as shame, guilt, or heartbreak, or forgiveness, in order to learn more about yourself, then you are going to do a much better job of the analysis that you are doing, of the rumbling, of the stories, the lessons, the episodes of your life. The third step of rising strong is the revolution, and this occurs when you take the insights gained for rumbling with your stories and channel them into positive changes in your life. Unlike the evolutionary change, which happens little by little, rumbling can create a sweeping radical shift in the way you live, love, lead, parent, and participate in society. The more we analyze our lives, the more we divide them into episodes, the more we see the lessons from them, the faster we are going to evolve and create a much healthier identity and a more empowered kind of shifting through the failures and scaling up into the place that you want to arrive. Knowing those people that just roll with the punches and they just recover very quickly from the failures, what is the ability of those certain individuals that they just simply dust themselves off and they keep on fighting despite the odds or despite the challenging environment? If we take a closer look, a pattern begins to emerge. These people all share one central trait: the ability to reckon with their emotions, the ability to recognize what was happening in their own psyche, in their own inner dialogue. You can learn to do that too by taking two steps. First, recognize and accept that you are feeling certain kind of emotions. Then get curious about them and try to journal, try to download the thoughts, try to reckon and reconcile the emotions that you felt, the thoughts that you had, the actions that you performed, and how the unfolding of the events came into place. And by becoming your own investigator of your own emotions, you are going to discover a lot of lessons and breakthroughs that you won't repeat in the next time, and that you will be able to recognize the challenges before they arrive to you, and you will be prepared, you will be more resilient. And of course, this is the power of rising strong. This is the power of being bold with your vulnerability, using your vulnerability, the recognizing of your emotions, and many times the grief period that you need in order to reconcile, to evolve in your own person, to shift and mold a new identity. And for that, we are going to also speak more in my next episode, where I had a very, very powerful interview with Rachel Babler. So stay tuned for Friday episode, and we will listen to each other again next Wednesday. If you like the episode, if it resonates with you, if you find some lessons here, please help me to share it in your own space. Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon and rest of the week. We will listen to each other next Wednesday. Bye.